What's going on, guys? This is Mike here, and today I'm going to be talking about what is going on with Nintendo and the NX system and some of my thoughts about what they're trying to do and everything like that. So I just want to apologize to you guys. I know I said I'd be uploading more videos. It's just been tough. Things have been crazy for me in terms of my own personal photography business, as well as, some other things that I've been doing on the side. So I apologize for that. So for those of you who do not know, Nintendo is releasing their next system, which is called the NX, and that is literally pretty much all we know about it. There are patents that we have been seeing online about an LCD screen controller. Some people say that there are virtual buttons. Some people think there are physical buttons, but there's a screen behind it. Either way, this is going to be huge for Nintendo. I'm really excited to see what it is, but there are a couple of issues that I just have to get out there into the open. So everybody who has a Wii U or knows about the whole thing with Wii U is that Nintendo is just dying when it comes to third-party support. And the biggest reason is because the peripheral of the Wii U is so different. They have to focus on the entire second screen. I just think that other companies don't want to bother with that, put millions of dollars into creating an entire different game pretty much just to fit that peripheral of the second screen built into the controller. And I think it's because it's so easy to create the games for both Xbox One and PS4 that they can create the games for both systems as well as PS3 and Xbox 360. If you guys haven't noticed, they are still coming out with games for the PS3 and the 360. I think that there's a couple of different things going on here. I think that Nintendo is making a console with a screen and the controller because they're gonna probably want Wii U to be backwards compatible. And the reason why I say that is because we don't really have too many games on the Wii U that we can say these are Wii U games. So I think that honestly, after the NX comes out, they're going to still release games for the NX and the Wii U, which to me is kind of cool. They're kind of doing the same thing as Xbox One and 360, PS4, PS3, So I honestly think that's the biggest reason why this new controller has a screen in it. Sorry guys, had to do a memory card change real quick. So one thing that makes me nervous is because they have a second screen built into the controller, their third-party support is still going to be lacking. And that is one thing I'm really hoping that Nintendo fixes, because we have so many games that literally you just can't play if you got a Nintendo system. And it's because of that I think that the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One sales will always outbeat Nintendo sales. I'm sorry, I'm a big Nintendo fan, but I have to say that. Because honestly, I'm a huge Nintendo fan. I'm one of the biggest Nintendo fans out there. I have every single Nintendo system, including Virtual Boy. And for me to have to go out and buy a PS4 or an Xbox One to play some awesome games, that's upsetting. I don't want to spend that money. I want to play those games on Nintendo consoles. I want to support Nintendo. But you know what? The games that are coming out for PS4 and Xbox One are awesome. There's no way around it. So I'm so concerned for Nintendo that their third-party support is still going to be... Now let me say something real quick that I thought was really cool of Xbox to do, and that is create the Kinect. Now the Kinect is awesome. It's a great peripheral, I guess you can call it, for the Xbox One or the 360. The thing is, if you don't want those motion controls, if you want to sit on your lazy butt like me and play a game, you can do that, because there are people that have that Kinect whole thing that they want to do, and they have the people that have the whole sit down and be lazy thing. And I think that that's awesome. So I think that if Nintendo separated the games with the second screen and games with just a controller that's a regular controller, I think their third-party support would go through the roof. Now that's a stretch, okay? That is a very long stretch to say that Nintendo will create two different controllers and two different versions of every game. One that uses the second screen and one that doesn't. And I'm not saying that they're going to do that. I'm just saying that if they want the third-party support, they got to get rid of the second screen. But apparently they're not doing that. Unless their third-party support makes it so that you don't even use the second screen. Maybe you can turn the second screen off. We don't know. We don't know anything. But I know I'm stuck on third-party support, but literally that is what is killing Nintendo right now. Now, they also say that the NX is going to be as powerful as the Xbox One, which is kind of awesome because the Xbox One is a really powerful machine. I mean, you can't get around that. Some people say that the PS4 is more powerful. Who cares? Who cares? I don't care which one's more powerful. It's all HD. It's all going to look great. I just hope that with the new system coming out that they actually put together some decent sales, because I mean, do we really need to go over this? So let's go back to some of the things that I think the NX should have. Now, like I said, they're revealing their concept in the spring, and then apparently at E3 they're going to do a huge release of information about the NX. I mean, I'm hoping that it's not called the NX because it's kind of weird, but I also heard that it's going to be released to the public for next holiday season 2016, sometime October, November, which to me is like kind of a short window between revealing what you're going to actually like make and like there's not a lot of feedback time there, you know? I know I'm getting off track here, but that's just one thing that kind of hit me. Like, they only have like, what, 4 months? Not even 4 months after they reveal everything to start mass producing to be able to ship it out to everybody by the holiday season. I mean, they're not going to get any feedback. And according to Nintendo, they listen to our feedback. They want our feedback. So if they're not going to get any feedback from us until after it's released, that's a huge gamble for Nintendo. Huge gamble. So let me get back on track here. Let me talk about some things that I really hope that Nintendo has, according to, I guess, my own specifications for what I would like to see in this system. Backwards compatibility is going to be a big deal for me because, I mean, Wii U is not that old, and the Wii is the most popular system that Nintendo has other than the original NES. So, to have backwards compatibility to at least Wii U, I think should be very important. Now, a lot of people are getting upset at the next-gen consoles because PS4 is not really backwards compatible, and never mind PS2, backwards compatible to PS4, you know what I'm saying? So I think that if Nintendo went all the way back into Wii backwards compatibility, that would be awesome. I know it's asking too much for GameCube compatibility, just because it's a whole different reader for the mini discs and everything. I mean, don't get me wrong, that would be unbelievable. I would love, absolutely love, to play the GameCube games on the NX, because that would just be so cool of Nintendo to do. But that's going to be way too expensive, and they're trying to keep costs down. Another thing I'm hoping that they're doing, I'm hoping that they make a wireless, Nintendo-approved, manufactured GameCube controller, okay? Because you have to think, look at the different controllers for the other systems. Look at the PlayStation controller. Now, I say PlayStation controller because it is literally like the same design ever since the original PlayStation. They say, okay, we have the original PlayStation, okay, let's add the 2 analog sticks to it. And they haven't changed anything about the design itself. Yeah, they made it wireless, they added that bar, whatever that is, I don't even know what it does on the 4th one. But you know what? It's still the same controller. And if you've played PS1, you can play all the other systems because you know the controller. Yeah, you had that huge bulky controller from the original Xbox, but when they cleaned that up and fixed that up, it's pretty much been the same thing all the way to now. In terms of controller, they just need to make something that everybody knows, and I think that making a wireless GameCube controller would be awesome. I know they made the Pro Controller for the Wii U, and that was great, but honestly, I don't know anybody who's bought it, who's owned it. Everybody just used the gamepad and Wiimotes, because they have 4 Wiimotes, because anybody who has a Wii and not 4 Wiimotes is kind of stupid, because you need to have the players, especially when you're swinging everything around and stuff. So if they were to have the GameCube controller, that would be awesome. That is the perfect controller to me. I love that controller. There's nothing wrong with it in my opinion, and there's a reason why they brought it to Wii U. I mean, there's a reason why it was on the Wii. It's a great controller. So I think that the NX controller that they have should be the original GameCube style, and they can just call it the NX controller or whatever they're going to call it. Now, if Nintendo is smart, they're going to make amiibo compatibility built into the NX, because everybody knows how well amiibos are selling. Now, the worst thing that Nintendo can do is to create NX only amiibos. If they were to have to re-release every single amiibo that they have again just for the NX, that would ruin Nintendo. Absolutely ruin them. Because so many people have spent so much money on these amiibos that they have to keep that in there. It's like not a choice, you know. So I'm hoping that they keep that. You know, I'm really pulling for Nintendo, man. Another thing, they need to step it up with their virtual console, because Wii U hasn't even caught up to all the games that were released on the virtual console for the Wii. I still have games that I have to play on my Wii from the virtual console because they're not released on the Wii U. So they need to really step that up. I mean, is it really that hard to put your games from the Wii onto the Wii U? I mean, and make them for the Wii U? That makes me wonder, okay, are they going to take even longer to put all the virtual console games from the Wii U to the NX and then release them for the NX? Like, what is going on with that? Like, you know, it doesn't cost Nintendo really anything after it's made. It's just 100% profits because it's just downloads. I don't know why they're not tapping into this more, you know? It's ridiculous. I guess that's kind of all I got to say about my opinions on things. You know, I could say I'm hoping that, you know, the Wii U controllers could work with NX. Maybe the gamepad from the Wii U can work with the NX. I'm assuming that's going to happen just because both controllers from the NX and the Wii U are going to have a screen in them. So I'm assuming you can put the Wii U gamepad with the NX. That's what I'm just saying. Also, what happened to the second gamepad connectivity to the Wii U? Did they just scrap that idea? What happened? This one thing that's kind of got everybody talking is what is going to be the medium to which these games are on. And I know I was talking about backwards compatibility and everything like that, but you have to think. People are thinking that Nintendo is going back to cartridges. Just think about that, okay? Because you got to think. The 3DS uses cartridges, okay? I know they're kind of small and stuff, but you got to think. Cartridges is what started the video game industry. Are they going to go back to that? Can they fit enough information to get HD graphics on a cartridge? I know they're saying memory cards. Some people are saying SD cards because, you know, that can hold, like I think the biggest SD card you can get is like 128 gigabytes now. So it's like you can fit huge games on that. The thing is, if you have, like, memory card based games, piracy is going to go through the roof. How is Nintendo going to be able to stop people from just uploading their games to the internet and have people download them onto a card? You have to think. Homebrewing is obviously something that's always been a big deal when it comes to video games. How long is it going to take before you can homebrew your system to play any game that's on a memory card? So I think sticking with discs is the best option for Nintendo. I know they kind of already made up their mind for what they're doing. That's just my personal opinion. And, you know, some people are even saying that Nintendo is going all digital. If they go all digital, I'm going to be pissed off because I collect games. And I have a huge collection of games if I'm looking at them right now. Please do not go all digital. Please. Please don't go all digital. I swear that would just be awful. Okay, when Apple got rid of their disk drive from their laptops and their computers, I freaked out, and everybody else freaked out, which is why they released a special drive that you can plug into your computer and use disks like it's friggin' 1986 and you need something other than floppy disk, so you have to plug in a new CD drive. They're eventually gonna, if they go with either just memory cards or all digital, they're eventually gonna release the same system with disc-based games because people are gonna be like, what the frig, I want to collect the games. Because let me tell you something, I have every Zelda game to ever be released on a disc, and if the next Zelda does not come on a disc, I'm gonna be upset. So honestly, I think the return to cartridges would be a really cool idea. I can't wait to see what they come up with. I'm just, like I said, hoping that it's not all digital. Other than that, I'm really looking forward to the NX. I think it's going to be a really cool system. Nintendo was saying that they're trying to be innovative and pretty much change the entire way we play video games. And I know they tried to do that with the Wii U and it just didn't catch on. But I think that Nintendo learned from their mistake, and I'm sure that they're going to give us something awesome. You know, it'd be really awesome. Okay. This just hit me. People are unsure whether they're going to have discs or cartridges. What if it has both? It has both, okay? Let's say the NX pulls a Sega Saturn and has a special cartridge slot to play all your favorite classic games. Now let's just say they did something like this, where you could play the brand new NX games, but you can also play original Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64 in one slot. Let me show you this real quick. This is what I mean by pulling a Sega Saturn. Take a look at this. It's got your slot for your discs right here. But, boom, Sega Genesis. What if Nintendo did this? That would be awesome. That would be way too cool in Nintendo, let me tell you that. So anyways, that's pretty much all I gotta say. There really is nothing else much to say. I mean, you know, I've kind of gone off as way longer than I should have anyways, so I guess that's it. We're just gonna have to wait to see what they bring us in spring, and until then, we'll see you later. I'm Mike. Boom.